Then we have the other kind of believer. There's another kind of believer that locked into faith and is no longer living from the remnants of their past. And so with them, it is not an apprehension, but they have an anticipation. Oh, God help me. Because they're not dwelling on what I have done or what I'm about to do, but they're dwelling on what God is getting ready to do for me. Is there anybody here that understands that I'm not supposed to be looking for doom? I'm supposed to be anticipating a miracle from God. When we deal with apprehension, we're dealing with flesh. And the flesh is saying, for the deeds that I've done in the flesh, I should receive this. And many times we are more of a hard taskmaster on ourselves than God is on us. Because God has freed you from the transgression of sin in your salvation, but you're still dealing with a carnal mind that is still looking in the past, still holding on to the baggage, still holding on to what Pretty Ricky did 20 years ago. Still holding on to what your stepdaddy did when your mother turned her back. Still holding on to what your uncle or your cousin did when you spent the weekend. And you cannot go any further in the future until God does the miraculous. Because until we get to holiness, watch what happens. We have to go from salvation to a carnal-minded situation in the gray area on our way to holiness. But before we get to holiness, there has to be a pit stop called deliverance. Yeah. When you have made up your mind, this is the end of my mourning season. This is the end of my pity party. This is the end of me beating myself. This is the end of me looking like I ain't nothing. I come to look in the mirror and tell myself, baby, there is a new season for you. This is not the ending. This is a beginning. There is no impending doom. I anticipate great things on the horizon for me. Look at your neighbor and say, you got to speak to yourself. There got to be a time, God help me here, when you begin to look in the mirror and speak life to what everybody spoke death to. Because the Bible said that death and life in the power of your tongue. Look at your neighbor and say, it's in my tongue. If it's in your tongue, then use it to deliver yourself. Give somebody a high five and tell them, free yourself. Free yourself. Guilt is a warmonger. It's a killer. When guilt comes in, it can be so powerful until it can remove your faith. Because you're so busy looking for God's judgment, you don't see His mercy. You're so busy looking at everybody looking at you until you don't realize that God is looking at everybody. You're caught into a circle going back into the 60s where God is trying to take you to 12:13 and show you that I got much more for you. Instead of you opening up your tents and getting ready to receive, you're still looking for a blight, you're still looking for a drought, you're still looking for locusts, you're still looking for a plague. But God is telling you, baby, you have just stepped out of Egypt into the promised area, and all you got to do is walk in and claim what's yours. The big problem is a lot of people have been delivered from Egypt, but they still have been locked in Egypt in their mind. There are people that come out of jail, out of the prison system, but they're still locked up. Police will tell you it's just a matter of time before we have them again. Because they are no longer free-minded, but they're prison-minded. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, God has already broken your chain.
God has already broken your chain.
God has already freed you. But you got to walk out of prison. Y'all didn't catch it yet. Somebody sit at the prison of their mind just saying, can I really come out? And God said, baby, you've been free for years. Loose yourself. Loose that man and let him go. Freedom for who the Son set free. And here's the scripture. Be not offended. It doesn't mean that I'm in holiness yet. It just means that I'm still dealing with the carnal. Tell somebody, I'm still fighting. Because some people told me, listen, when you get saved, everything's going to be better. I'm still waiting for that right now. Can I be honest? I'm still trying to get happy. Amen. Because I'm still in a fight. And don't be fooled. Everybody's in a fight.
That's right.
The preacher's in a fight. He's in a greater fight than you. Because Satan can get me twisted, then I can twist the rest of you, but the devil is a liar. Look at your neighbor and say, I just let it go. He's got to let it go. Some of you got to let him go. Some of you got to let her go. Some of you got to let your parents go. Just let it go. They didn't love you. They died. They went on. You ain't going to get a hug from the grave. CSI ain't going to pick him up. It's gone. Let it go. Look at somebody tell me it's over. It's over. It's finished. It's done. Tell somebody. Some of you need to talk to yourself and say, self, it's over. That relationship is broken. I'm not trying to get back in. I'm taking you out. Can I get back in? Can I get back in? I told somebody this the other day. There are people that are here in church that are trying to get back into relationships. We fight to get into doors that people close. And God is saying to you, baby, God saying, baby. Baby, I'm looking at those doors. They're small doors. He said, girl, turn around. Man, turn around. Because the door that I open for you, I'm going to set you up with the right people.
Jesus!
There's somebody preparing this to bless you and make you greater than you ever been. I'm going to put the right people. I'm really going to fall into your life and decree that you're going to be his next of kin. Somebody going to be set up to bless you. Press down, shake it together, running over, shouting, give into you. God said, I'm getting ready to pour into you. Life has robbed you. Life has stolen from you. Life has kidnapped you. But I'm getting ready to free you. I'm getting ready to bless you. I'm getting ready to pick you up. I'm getting ready to set you up. If you believe it, clap your hands and give God some praise. Stand on your feet, everyone. That's my time. You need that too. Everybody stand. Some of us thought that this message was just for overflow. But when you got sexually abused, you wasn't all. And there's some kids in here right now that are going through what you've been through. They can't tell mom. Because she's in love with their daddy. She's not going to see it. I see mothers call their daughters a tramp. Because in their mind, they could not believe this man has bypassed all this and went after my child. And there are children that have been messed up. And some of you here are grown, but you are children in your mind still. Dealing with the hurts, with the letdowns, with the abandonment, with the guilt of your past. It's a painful thing because you can't tell people your story. Instead of trying to help you, they talk about you. They look at you from afar with a strange look. If a homosexual was to wander into this church, who am I to judge him? If a lesbian or a drunken was to wander here, who am I to judge him? Because wherever they were in life, they said, I gotta get to church. I have to get to the Lord. There's about 20 to 30 of you in here today that will not leave in bondage from this place. Lift your hand to the Lord everywhere. Don't be afraid to lift the door. Because God is getting ready to free your past and throw it into the sea of forgetfulness. There's going to be a new woman, a new man. I speak the change of life over you. You will never walk around with low self-esteem. You will never doubt yourself another day. God is going to shift you from under the burden. Some of you right now, while your hands are lifted, God is visiting you in your seats. Sir, madam, young man, young woman, God is getting ready to break your yoke forever. The chain breaker is here. And he said, the anointing shall break every yoke.
Hallelujah.
In your life.